So how do they know to do that if they didn't hear you?
Don't know. You are live. Okay. Hello, everybody. That's going to have a lot of feedback.
Go out now.
Welcome, everyone, to the call.
Hi,
I don't
everybody.
know why I call it a call. It's not really a call. It's a webinar.
Yeah,
it's a
webinar.
No, well, webinar, stream. No, stream.
Live
something?
stream.
Live stream.
Many names.
I think it's live stream because we, as you know, we often bring people in streaming away.
It's just a little chat between you guys and us.
Yeah, so we got a lot of names on here. Oh, look, Dodie's on here. Megan, we know Dodie.
Where? Oh, Dottie.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
Dodie. Oh.
Are you back in Washington now?
That's Dottie and Richard. Sylvia. Ellen and Mark, how are you guys? Kevin, always good to see you guys.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Lots of familiar names.
Steve from New Brunswick.
Awesome.
Joyce. Hey guys, please, if you haven't yet, which many of you haven't, I can tell only about 12 of you have introduced yourself out of between here, YouTube, and Facebook, over 100. We are streaming live on multiple Facebook pages and on our YouTube channel right now. Plus, I don't have the count on those. I'll have to look at everyone, but really, we're not really into the crowd size thing. We don't really care. So
no, but we would love to see some of your faces on
please,
here.
Even on those platforms, YouTube, Facebook, if you type in the comments, we see it here. So we'd like to say hi to you. Hi, Nancy. Owen, Vicky.
So we were supposed to do some medical stuff tonight, but we have just been so busy, and our guests too. So we're gonna do it.
And we added it. We're doing a little bigger Q&A on that. If you look, anyways, we should introduce ourselves. But now that Megan brought that up, very good point.
Just want to quick let everybody know in case they were coming for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That we're just going to do general Q&A tonight.
We can talk about. You can have those questions for sure. Oh, share screen. Okay, if you look at our Q&As, I can't find it, Megan. Where's my screen?
Is this one?
Yeah. Oh, that's it right there. Thank you. I'm missing a picture. So our Q&As.
You have to add it though. There.
On our website, on the page I'm typing into the chat, are all the future Q&As right till the end of January. You can add them all to your personal calendar. You can bookmark the ones you want. And we are on a live Q&A. We're doing another live Q&A, and Oscar will be with us next week. Then on the 28th. What is the 28th of November? It's a huge day.
Independence Day.
It's Panama's Independence Day. It's also U.S. Thanksgiving.
It's from Spain on the 28th?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also U.S. Thanksgiving, so we don't expect any of the U.S. folks there. So we're having a Canadian Q&A.
And so I've been here so long, I think
I know
Panama holiday before.
Yeah, I'm not from the U.S. as you guys know. So, but we have in December. I talked to one of the doctors today. That they're going to confirm with me over the next couple of days. And then what we're going to do today, we're going to have a big one. We're going to have an hour-and-a-half one where we're going to talk about talking with your doctor. We're going to talk about VA services. We're going to talk about home care. We're going to talk about dental, eyeglasses, and emergency 911 service. And we're doing that really on this 5th of December. So what we're going to do today, we're just moving it ahead a couple weeks.
You won't want to miss that one.
Woohoo. Okay. Now, anyways, let's get back to who we are. And the three of us, well, yeah, there's three of us in heart here, but there's only two of us physically. And something's going on here. My dog is stuck behind me. You go here. Okay, you go there. Okay.
We like to be included.
Okay. So let's introduce who we are, Megan, for those of you who don't know who we are yet.
Yeah. So I'm Megan. I am from Pennsylvania. Now have been in Panama for 6 years. Originally came here with the Peace Corps, but before that went to Penn State and graduated in international development, and got to learn a lot about the culture and small communities throughout Panama while I was in the Peace Corps. and then met my husband while I was here in those first 2 years, who's Oscar, who leads the tours and is actually just kicking off a tour in Panama City right now. That's why he's not here in Boquete with us. But yeah, so I did some tours with him for a while, and now that we have a 2-year-old at home, I like to meet the groups when they make it to Boquete, and I run a lot of the logistics and operations for the company. So if you come on tour with us, I'll help you plan your whole trip and any extra time you plan to spend while you're here in Panama too. And yeah, we love to meet you guys. We love to help expats have a really smooth, enjoyable transition to this new chapter in their life.
Perfect. So my name is Rod. I saw some Vancouver people there. Yay, I am from Vancouver, Canada. I moved here 13 years ago now. And when I moved here, we didn't have the information online that we did. So I was even more stupid. I did it all by myself. And I knew nobody here. I decided that, well, I won't go into the whole story, but I knew nobody here. I didn't know where to start. I got in big trouble. And within 3 months, I was involved with the wrong people. I had lawyers that wanted to charge me $40,000 for immigration, and it was one thing after another, and I was ready to go home. I somehow bumped in. It was just magic. I ran into this guy, and his name's Oscar Pena, and he is today my business partner. And he got me all fixed up. He got me to the right attorneys, got my paperwork fixed up on my vehicle, which wasn't in my name somehow. And there's so many things that he did that we became friends almost instantly. And it was nice that it was friendship first, because sometimes when it's business first, it never ends well. We were good friends, and we started the business together. And we started a business in local business in town here in Boquete. We bought a local tour shop, which ended up being a local tours and expat help, because people were walking in off the street that did what I did, didn't know what they were doing. Hey, do you know any good immigration attorneys? Ours hasn't returned our calls in days. Or do you know how do we get health insurance, or what we need? So we started to put out expats fires, and that was the service we offered. We'll give you a tour of the waterfall, and we'll solve all your problems. Now, we decided at that point, 2015, 26, we're kind of fed up with that. Let's solve people's problems before they get here. So we started this company, Retire in Panama Tours, and which is a small group, 8 to 15 people or private, that we show you the entire country or the areas of the country that you want specifically. And we introduce you to all the professionals that you're going to need to get it done, professionals we've been using 13 to 15 years. And we get it done for you. And not only do we take you on the tour, when you move here, the 3 of us, Megan joined us after year 1, so I'm not excluding us. She joined us in Oscar and I started this 2018. That was before you even knew Oscar. And then 2019, and then when we started doing our first tours in 2019, Megan had just joined us. And but not just do we do the tour. When you move here, the 3 of us walk you through all the events, everything you need to do before you move and as you move, and once you get here. Then when you do get here, you have to make us dinner. That's our only rule. Okay, you got invited over for dinner, for drinks, but that's what we do, and we like it. We enjoy it. I look at numbers here. Megan just saying that you've been here 6, almost 7 years. Oscar 15, me 13, and we have a lot of years experience. Megan's been doing this with us for 5 years. I've been doing it with Oscar for 10. Oscar's been doing this for 15. We're over 30 years experience in this business, helping expats move here. We can help you. Now that was, folks, before you guys start dropping off and don't want to be on the call. Now we answer your questions, because this is the part. Yes, we have every right. We're putting on this thing. We're going to answer your questions for free, no charge type questions. Oh, what we also would prefer If you want to type your question live, this is a live stream. We can bring any of you onto the screen that are in the StreamYard program. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, we can't. I apologize. But if you're on the StreamYard program, we can bring you onto the screen. It'll be great for some of you. We like to meet expats that are thinking of coming here. So you can type the word live in the comments and we'll bring you on the screen, or just type your questions in the chat right now as I'm talking away, as you're listening to me. So questions, any single thing you want, no holds barred, we will answer your questions. One thing, as you guys know, with our tours and any relocation tour company, it's kind of like crazy right now. We are sold out. We do have 3 spots in April, but this winter time, as the North Americans call it, we call it summer because it's the sunny time, right? We're solidly sold out. But we did do one thing, and this is, you guys are the first people to hear about it. For those of you who don't know, we also, instead of our 7-day cross country, we have a 3-day Cherokee Highlands tour. What that consists of is everything from David, including the beaches out there, to Boquete and Volcan and between. There are dozens of towns in between at different elevations, and that's what this tour encompasses, all this area. So if you're not set on the city and the mountains, and if you're not looking for that 90-degree temperature every day, some people like it, some people don't, then this is the tour for you. But in addition to that, just remember, if you want to come and want to have professionals like us help you do this, there's nothing stopping you from coming 3-4 days early and going to Panama City and going checking out Coronado before you come here. We can even help you find some guides to show you around those areas. And this tour, I'm going to show you the value in a second. You were the first to hear about this. We just opened this tour to the public an hour ago. Now, this is in February, the very first week of February. What do you get? You get 4 nights accommodations. You get our welcome bag, including Panama gifts and your Move to Panama book with all the details, instructions, and contacts you'll need to make your move a success. Airport pickup, airport drop-off, meals. There's a couple meals not included, most of them included. Breakfast, lunch is all included. And we have a big wind-up dinner party with expats on the Wednesday night. And most importantly, this is honestly what you're paying for. This is the most important thing, guys. You get us. You don't get thrown into a Facebook group where you have to fend for yourself and deal with a bunch of new people. You get Oscar, Megan, and me. You get our private cell phone numbers, our private email addresses, not the company ones, and we will help you move to Panama. And we promise you that. The price is incredible, guys. Singles pay $11.95, couples $17.95, and double occupancy. Let's say 2 friends want to travel together, and you're both thinking of retiring. It's perfect for you. $18.95. So this is less than you could do. Some of the other groups out there that offer different ebook programs and $250 a day guides and hotel. This is less than that, folks, because this is all inclusive. So there are, I swear to God, we launched it to the backup list, the private backup list today. It's more than half sold out right now. So there's only a few spots. I just put the link into the chat. If any of you guys are interested, did I tell you the new date? There it is.
Yeah, February 3rd to the 6th. We were already filled up the next few months, and we've just had such high demand that we were like, we need to do something for all these people.
People were begging us, phoning us, begging us. We have a Cherokee Highlands tour totally sold out the week after this.
Yeah, and so we just sent it out to all of the emails that we've been getting for people wanting to come the next 1 to 3 months, and it's already half full. So jump on it if you want to come see us in February. We'll be happy to show you around and help you make a move here.
And if February's not working, if this sounds like the tour for you, we got April.
And I will also be, like Rod said, I'll be happy to help you if you want to see a little bit more than the Cherokee Highlands. We can connect you with people in Panama City, Coronado area, and just spend a couple extra days before and after our tour in that area.
And although we're not travel agents, folks, we assist you in your pre-arrival and your after stays. Some people find it complicated getting up to Cherokee. Megan will walk you through the whole thing of when you got to be here, what airline you got to book, what website you got to book it on. So it's all pretty straightforward. So that is, folks. Now we've talked 12 minutes about us. Let's spend the next 47 minutes about you guys. How's that? What do you think, Megan?
Yeah. Let's see
Okay.
what questions you have for us tonight.
Don't forget, if anyone wants to come in live, please type in live.
I think we're supposed to be on the screen.
Oh.
There we
Wanda,
go.
what is some area of Panama do you recommend someone not to move to? Let me bring up a map of Panama and let's point some out.
Uniquely, not many. And I think that's very unique because Panama is just a very safe and legal country. I mean, I as a Peace Corps, I traveled myself with transport rural areas and have always just been really taken in by the Panamanian people. And they would tell me, really, there's only certain areas that you should stay away from. And that's like very specific neighborhoods in the big cities. And that's about it.
Well, that's any big city. But, you know, like in Cologne, downtown, like really in Cologne, might be an area we would not recommend.
Certain areas of Panama City, certain areas of David.
There's really nothing for you out here where I'm moving my mouse.
The whole Darien Gap, the jungle between Panama and Colombia, you probably want to avoid. They've always had some migration issues, and any border you get close to, there will be some unlawful activity. But the rest of the country, I mean, it's pretty safe, pretty friendly, and it just depends on what you want. Do you want to be in a really Panamanian town and get in with the culture and learn the language, or do you want to be in a city with more main amenities? Do you want to be an expat town with more North Americans? That's why it's important to do a town, to get a tour, get a feel of all the different towns.
But it's not just, do the tour. We got people that, fall in love with the beach. I lived there for 2 months. It was way too hot for me. But if you're on our tour, and if you're one of our clients, you can tell me exactly where you're looking at renting. I'm going to say yes or no. Because in any big city, there are areas that you just shouldn't live. I don't care if you're in Alabama or you're in Panama.
Exactly.
It's the same.
And it really depends on your needs too. Like if you need to be near a private hospital, then we're going to tell you the areres that have that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not going to tell you to go live out on the islands where there's just a basic little clinic that isn't staffed 24/7.
Cool. Okay, next question, Megan, is, I don't know why Wanda's won't go.
Why did you skip the one to you? It said, Rod, are you on the run?
I don't see it.
There's one on YouTube. I think when you were telling your story.
Oh, does someone delete their comment? Oh no. Okay.
Hey Dottie, is there a website you recommend for searching both rentals and homes for sale in Boquete and surrounding towns?
Yeah, there's no general website for rentals really. But if you're looking, this is some really big advice I'm going to give you guys here. If you're looking to buy, first of all, rent first. There's my advice. But if you're looking to buy, use this site. Yes, Panama has an MLS. Whatever anyone else tells you, if they say it doesn't, they're for some reason lying to you. I don't know why. Panama has an MLS. Use this site to view and browse. Do not use it to contact realtors whatsoever. This will tell you the prices of what's out there, what's available. It'll really explain the marketplace. This is Panama's MLS. Every legitimate real estate agent is registered on this site. Now, when you come with us, Dottie, we'll introduce you to the key person that can get you into every single listing that's on the site. And not every agent can. Like the MLS doesn't work like the U.S. Real estate doesn't work like the U.S. They don't have lock boxes on the door that every realtor has access to. That doesn't happen. It takes 3 days to get an appointment to see a house here.
And most listings are listed by many different agents. And if you reach out to an agent, they will immediately try and claim you as their client. So that's why we're saying be careful with who you reach out to.
Exactly. Like don't, and if you're shopping, please use one agent. Don't go reaching out and have 5 real estate agents, because there's an MLS. You want to get a good trusted person in between you and the other agent. And the best way to do that is just to find one agent that you deal with all your inquiries with all companies. Because I don't know, a lot of people running around saying there's no MLS, but there is. And
it's just not that everything is on there, but
well,
90%,
there's some really independent stuff that we don't want you to get involved in anyways, not on there. But the majority, any good real estate company is part of that.
Unfortunately, rentals aren't that easy.
Yeah, rental, they do have some rental. This has an English option, folks. I have it on Spanish right now. So rentals are typically, oh, I'm not even showing you. This is what our MLS website looks like. It's doing that thing. I don't know why. Yeah. Yes, there's an English option up in the corner. Now, rentals are all over the place. Now, for those of you looking in Cherokee, we're going to give you a little bonus today. Haven't done this in a while. Megan and I keep I noticed because we added about 20 rentals on there so far this month. Okay, that's because I'm logged into the wrong thing. Megan, tell us about our Facebook group.
Yeah, so it can be hard to find rentals just because they're posted all over the place on real estate websites or Facebook, or Encuentra 24 is a popular site here. And it's hard to know who is listing it, if it's something reliable, if it's even real, if the pictures are up to date. And we don't know all of them, but we know the ones that we see that are, okay, this is an actual house that we know exists in Cherokee. And we know these are people that are well-known rentals agents or just an owner of a place here in Cherokee. So we try and post those types of rentals listings in our Facebook group. It's called Cherokee Rentals Panama Expat Service. And so we don't know all of the details, and we're not agents, but we just do this for our tour guests and any of you guys that it can help, so that there's one place you can go to and find rentals available in Cherokee that are a decent price, seem like a decent quality, something that we know actually exists.
Things that we would go see if we were looking for a rental. That's how we're trying to protect you. Dolega, David, Volcan, and Boquete are all in there. So for those of you who joined tonight, this is private for our guests of our tours, typically, but we are sharing it on this Q&A for anyone that joins between now and midnight. I'm just going to accept you. And I've just seen about 14 people join here. See this pop up going like crazy. And for those of you that were thinking we were kidding on the Cherokee Islands tour, if you hear my phone going to ching, those are orders coming in. So people are ordering that tour. So if you want that tour, you might want to get on there. So this is, So basically what we, like Megan said, we gathered all the groups into one place.
We each about once a week go
through. We update it once a week with what we think is good in Cherokee. And we put those listings there, and boom, our links will take you directly to where the listing is so you can contact the owner. Don't contact us on it. So.
And don't blame us if for some reason they're not responding. Maybe it's not available anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, now the questions are going like crazy.
Great. Let's get to them.
Okay. We booked the Cherokee tour. Yes, everyone has always gotten a book on our tour. And Joyce, and I don't know, we don't promote it a lot. No, because we offer two things. We offer a book, like I got one, it's on the table. It even has your name on the front cover.
Yeah.
And inside that book is where you're going to find our cell phone numbers and our personal emails. See, our company email, if you're dealing, like we answer questions. We'll take someone's question, but it's not going to be immediately. It's not going to be a phone call. We're not, but if you come on our tour, you not only get the book, you get us. And we prefer that you just ask us before you do something crazy. How's the weather? We haven't lost any power.
No, we haven't lost any power.
Any power outage in the last 2 weeks.
And the flooding that was like actually looked kind of crazy, that flooded one street in town and over at Valle Escondido, it was cleaned up within an hour or two.
Oh, yeah. Valle Escondido, all the pictures you saw of the condos, I feel sorry for the people that live in the ground floor because they're going to be mopping up. It was more of a backup situation than a flood, and it was ankle deep water on their main floors, and I feel sorry for those people, but it went down right away. So there hasn't been there's been in the Kermakers and up in the hills and stuff. There's been some landslides and stuff. Apparently, 30-some people in the gym living that can't get back to their homes yet.
Yes.
So there has been some serious issues.
There was a big slide on the main highway near Tole, which is right near the border of Cherokee and Veraguas. And that got cleaned up yesterday within a few hours, and our tour van was able to get through and get to the city. So, yeah, all of the slides that have happened have been cleaned up, and luckily nothing too major, even though the rain continues. Hopefully we'll see the sun soon.
Yes. Okay. Question. Megan, what communities would you recommend low-key beach town? First one that comes to my mind would be Las Tablas.
Okay. I mean, that's not right on the beach, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think I need more info, but definitely some of the more low-key beach towns that we visit on tour would be, places near Las Tablas, like Rompio, Ubito, Peresi.
Yeah, they're not big places for sure. They're really low-key. You got a little convenience store, that's it.
Or the Cherokee ones, Las Lajas.
Yeah, Las Lajas.
Chica, Barqueta.
Puerto Mulas, we might consider a fairly low-key beach community.
A lot of the beach towns along the Pacific coast are pretty low-key.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is we had a Panamanian attorney tell us the verification letter from Social Security will not serve as income verification for the pensionado. We would have to show deposits actually in our account. Well, typically you would need Lee and Michelle the verification letter, yes, and they ask to see a couple deposits, like one or two. Typically they ask that because the law is you must be receiving. Sometimes the verification letter is not clear. It doesn't have the date when the first check is sent to you. So it's so much better to have the verification letter and show the last couple. I can't believe they're at like 6 months was required, but the definitely the law in because you can download verification letters that my pension's going to be this. My pension's going to be $1,800 a month. Well, that will not get you a pensionado visa. You have to have the money coming into your account at the time you apply. So showing at least once, but preferably, showing a pattern twice is a much better option. Megan, do you know anyone from Pennsylvania?
Hey, is that a family member?
Question. Yeah. Is that one of Megan's family members stalking her?
I heard you guys in Pennsylvania have had the most beautiful fall, so dry and nice brown orange leaves.
Internet, Michael and Kat, I moved here as an internet marketer. I required fast, reliable internet. It's never failed me in Panama because I've always had backup power. That is your issue. It's not the internet, it's the back. It's when you have these 5-minute power outages.
Or even
especially
30
if you're
seconds.
running a Zoom like this. We've never, guys, in our history of this company, I can tell you, we've never canceled a Zoom because we've been without power. Because we got power backup. And it's nothing major. I have a $500 system. It runs me for hours. And we also have a second internet that just in case a cheap cellular internet, just in case something would happen to the internet. But that's few and far between. I currently pay $39 a month for 500 meg internet. It's more excessive than the average people would need. You would need the $25 plan one, which is 200 megs. If you are, and that's fiber optic, anywhere within a few miles of the major highways in Panama, cities all the way to Boquete, Dolega, David, Penoname, Chitre, Pedicite, all have fiber optic. If you are remote, we also have Starlink. A lot of people in the States and Canada, oh my God, Starlink. Starlink is $125 in Canada and 155 Canadian. In Panama, it's 55 bucks for the 200 meg and 35 bucks for the 100 meg. And you can get that no matter if you're on an island in the middle of the ocean in Panama. So yes, Michael, internet is perfect here, but have a backup. If you make money on it, have a backup. If you're just watching Netflix on it, you can deal with it when the movie comes back on.
Right. And so the power doesn't go out that often in the main towns.
Okay, there we go. They can read. Oh,
Yeah.
Everyone can read. We've got the questions right on the screen.
What is building your own place like in Pedicite?
We've had a couple of people do it. Building your own place in Panama is different than in North America.
Mhm.
Like, you need to be here. You need to know the people building.
Yes.
You need excellent referrals, or 3 years later, you're going to have a structure that you're not living in yet, or that the power's not, or water's not hooked up yet.
Yeah.
So and nothing you can do about it.
Make sure you have a really good builder and a really good architect who's going to get you all the permits you need on time. Even the best of the best, usually there is a delay.
There's always a delay.
Yeah. So you expect that, but definitely pay piece by piece in stages, and make sure each stage is done before paying the next stage.
But you know what Panama is like, folks? We have very good friends of ours. They live in Palmyra, which is about 15, 20 minutes from Boquete, and beautiful place. They bought land and they built their own house, and something got screwed up. They had everything. They used the right people, the right builders. They used the right lawyers to get the land. Everything was flawless. The house was beautiful. We couldn't get the electricity hooked up. There was something wrong. Okay, some piece of paperwork, something missing. But you know what Panama's like? This is a totally Panamanian neighborhood. They are the only foreigners on the block. They walked over to the neighbor with an extension cord. Of course you can plug into my house and pay your share. They were like that for
a year.
A year that they ran off their neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Okay. So they still moved in. So yeah, so it's really, you got to know the right people. You got to have the right contacts, and yes, you can do it. Okay. Cash in person and wire transfers from afar are common ways to pay Panama. Well, Panamanian Bank, nope, but they will accept the U.S. check. If you have a Panamanian bank account and a U.S. personal check, you can deposit. Most new accounts will restrict you to $3,000 a month, and it takes 21 days to clear. And they'll charge you $20 to do it. Some charge only 10, most of them charge 20 now. It seems kind of ridiculous. You can do a wire transfer. We are, I know we are Canadian Q&A. If you Americans aren't busy for Thanksgiving, join or watch the recording. We're going through using Wise as transferring money. The company Wise, check it out, WISE.com. Save huge on exchange rate. I can transfer any amount between 1,000 and 10,000 for 38 bucks. And I get it the same day from Canada, US to Panama. So we'll talk about that in 2 weeks. But yeah, so wire transfers are the way to do it. But no, US money orders, US certified checks, those are not functions of Panama. Panama and the US have totally separate banking systems. They would just look at that paper instrument and say, what is this? but they do recognize a personal check from the U.S. because they have a deal with a New York clearinghouse that will clear checks for them, but it takes 21 days.
And that wire transfer fee might sound like a lot, but if you're getting out cash at an ATM, that's going to be $5 to $10 per $250 withdrawal, which is the limit.
Yeah.
So that's almost non-functioning. And if you do a wire transfer on your 3 months, budget at a time, then
$40 is nothing. Because if you do a wire transfer from, let's say, your Bank of America to your Banco General, all the fees are going to cost you $100, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm not going to get into this because this would take the rest of the Q&A. So please either come to the November 28th Q&A or all of our guys. I always forget to mention this. Can you type in the YouTube address? Oh no, I got it. It should be right there. Nope. It's pound or at.
It's at Retire in Panama.
Oh yeah. All of these Q&As are on our
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Sorry, can you guys tell I can't do two things at once?
Yeah, Rod will put the link in the chat, but if you go to YouTube and search at Retire in Panama, you will find us.
No, there it is.
There we go.
The link in the chat. Please subscribe. That is not the. Oh, that is, yeah. But you'll see under live. You'll see under the under live. You click on live. You'll see all the past Q&As. So if you want to learn more about moving money to Panama, watch the November 28th Q&A. Okay. Single females.
Jan, are there communities you would recommend that be safer and better suited for single female senior who may wish to settle in Panama? Gated community recommended. Yeah. There are so many single older women or also single women in general all over the country.
But I find most of them don't live in gated communities. We got the Donnas, the Gales, the Carols, like all these single women that have moved here from our tour. They just live all over town. Really safety. I'm not going to say safety is not an issue. Safety, be vigilant. Yes, have your pepper spray in your purse. I don't know if you're ever going to need it. I've never heard of a case of a woman in Buketi needing that, but you still need to be vigilant.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to be locked away in a gated community.
No, but some people feel happy and safer that way, especially if you want to travel.
Yes, if you travel a lot, gated communities are great, or if you're part-time, because you just lock your door and tell the security guard, hey, I'm going away for 3 months, which is fine. But many of our guests moved right into the Panamanian communities, and they feel perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's plenty of ways to get involved and meet people.
Or if you are a beach person, you can get into one of the buildings down in Coronado, Gorgona, which are perfectly safe.
For those single people that are concerned about meeting people and having friends, I think the Panamanian expat communities are wonderful because there are so many transplants, people that have all gone through the same process thinking, I want to meet friends and have community here, so they're super welcoming to newcomers.
So I haven't seen one person type live in the chat yet. We want to meet some of you. Type live, and we'll bring you on. You got to share your camera and your microphone.
So Stephen wants to know, how long can I stay in Panama as a visitor? I found out today that Canada is going to make changes to Canada pension that might delay my pension for 1 year. I have a good-sized registered retirement savings, but can use that to show as income.
You can stay for 180 days, Stephen. Exit out for some time. The way the act is written, that no one ever follows, is North Americans, only 2 countries in the world can stay for 180 days. That's USA and Canada. Then you must exit for 30, and then you can come back. No one ever exits for 30.
Right.
Most of them exit for 5 days, go to Colombia for a holiday, go to Miami or go to Vegas, do some gambling. That's what I do. I don't have to exit anymore. I just don't do that. But yeah. So yeah, Stephen. So that's a
Yeah, and as far as can you
option.
use your registered retirement savings as income or pension, you would really need to talk to an attorney
Yeah.
about that.
But no, I can answer. No, your pension has to be your pension. Like basically your CPP or OAS or a pension from any recognizable private company. RSPs are not considered pensions in any way because they can't even be an annuity. So yeah, so that doesn't work. There are some annuities because some private companies call their pensions annuities. Even Ford has annuities that are considered pensions if you work for Ford Canada. But typically, no, RSPs are like in the States, you guys call them something else. Registered. Oh, I don't know. My mind just went blank.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 year isn't that long to wait,
Yeah.
and make sure you
But
have
you
time
only have to
see if
leave
you love it
once.
here.
Go for a vacation,
Mhm.
Stephen.
Yep.
Maybe we'll take a Columbia trip together. How's that? Go on one of Oscar's Colombian tours. Yeah, as your outage.
Absolutely. Andy, is there a different immigration status for retired or still working people? I'm not retired yet, but looking at the options of travel back and forth for work until retirement.
Mhm. Well, if you want to stay here for more than 180 days, Andy, and if you're a North American, then you're going to need a visa. Now, if you don't have a lifetime pension already, which it doesn't sound like you do because you're not retired, you're going to need another visa. There's really not too many other visas besides Friendly Nations visa, which requires an investment of property or in a bank of $200,000. Unless there's options for it. Like Panama has 30 visas, like really, literally almost 30 visas. There's a professional's visa if you have a degree in something that isn't protected here in Panama, you can possibly get a visa. But if you're traveling back and forth, it really doesn't sound like you really have an issue staying here. You don't need a visa to buy property. You don't need a visa to buy a car, but the driver's license always becomes a problem.
It's the driver's license and the local bank that
Yeah.
becomes a little bit
becomes
annoying.
a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, because to pay things locally and to have to do a wire transfer or find somebody who will accept.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard to get a bank account here without a visa. There's some banks that allow it, but we don't recommend them because it's actually right against the government banking's requirements. So I'm not going to say don't get a bank account there, but I'm not going to tell you to get a bank account there. But driver's license is only for 90 days if you're a tourist.
Right. You can't get your driver's license or your insurance here unless you have your residency or have started residency.
And the driver's license is a serious thing. You get caught at 100 days driving a license, it's not only you're going to get a ticket, you're going to be standing on the side of the road all by your lonesome as they're towing your vehicle away. And it's going to be very expensive.
But if you're flying in and out every 3 months,
it's not really
it resets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Joyce, does Volcan have fiber? They certainly do. Right along Main Street, and about, from what I'm told, I just found this out from our folks that it's only like 6 to 8 blocks on either side of Main Street. So if you're in town, yes. But once you guys come here, Joyce, and you see how that's laid out, Volcan is one of these towns like Boquete. It's like 15 kilometers long and only a few blocks wide. So most of the residential area has fiber. When you get more remote, people use Starlink. Starlink has the same speed as fiber virtually. They have up to 200 meg. Like really, unless like if you're working from home, I don't know why I have 500 meg. Maybe it's just a speed thing that I want more. I could run what we do now on 200 meg without a problem.
Agua Dulce. We've never been asked about that town before.
There we go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's kind of random. I mean, it's just you go through it on the Panamanian Highway, just between Divisa and Panama. Um, but I wouldn't say it's a popular place to move to, nor do I think there are many foreigners there. But if you want to be in a very Panamanian, affordable community, maybe it could be for you. I know they have some that's close to like convenient amenities. So and right on the main highway. So that's, there's some convenience there. But I don't know like what else would draw someone there necessarily.
Like, how many people do you really think an Agua Dulce speak English?
Not many.
Like, Panama is getting a little bigger. Like, Panama isn't far from them. It is actually very close to there. Where's Panama? Right here.
Panama.
Okay. Panama.
Panama.
Thank you, Megan. Megan's my Spanish pronunciator. Okay, so let's look at Agua Dulce. This is all along the interior of Panama. This is Agua Dulce right there? No, Santiago, right there.
Yes.
See what my arrow is? It's a small little town. It means sweet water. I guess you're pretty close, but there's
some nearby beaches. Yeah. I mean, if you go back to Cocle, then you get it into like Playa Blanca area near Rio Hato over there.
Yeah, great beaches area along here. A lot of a lot of more expat activity. Panama, this is my feeling of the next upcoming town.
It's the capital of the Cocle province.
Yeah. It's Panama. I'm trying to move the screen.
I'd be interested, M. Evans, like what made you interested in Agua Dulce?
I really don't know what just happened here.
Exit. Escape.
Escape. Give us a second, folks. There we go. That's my StreamYard. There we go. I know I somehow hit full screen. I didn't know. Yeah. Please, if you want to chat, we'd be interested to know, because it's a pretty town. I've been through it many times. It's just that Panama now has the new hospital. They have a real shopping mall, not indoor, but like a great shopping mall. They have 2 McDonald's now. Sorry, Ron's a McDonald's free. Okay, where do we go?
Oh, we've got a live
Audio's
in there.
Breaking up. Okay, I have someone, this is always important to us, that says audio's breaking up. Can anyone else type in the chat? Okay, how should I ask this? Is the audio breaking up? Yes, yes it is. Jimmy, you're also asking, guns legally in Panama? I hope not. Well, guns, you can't bring your guns here without importing them. You're legal to own a gun here. It's as far as pistols and like shotgun 22s, long guns, that's it. I think you're allowed to own 3 or 5.
It's a pretty long process to get a permit.
It's a long process to get a permit. You have to be permanent and stuff like that.
The used car market in Coronado, it would be better to just go to Panama City. That's where almost half of the population is. So you're going to have the biggest market in Panama City. But they're good, reliable vehicles, but you need to know what you're doing, what you're looking for. And if you don't, then get a reliable mechanic to check them out for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oscar purchases vehicles for people. He even in Boquete, he insists on flying to Panama City to get them their vehicle, because Megan said there's 2 million people in Panama City. There's 4 million people in
the country,
like in the whole country. So if you want more information, please reach out to us. And if you want to hire Oscar to, find you a perfect vehicle.
Yeah, Oscar knows a lot about cars. He grew up in a family of mechanics that owned mechanic garages and worked in that into his 20s. So He really knows his cars. And yeah, unfortunately, people don't typically take care of their vehicles that well here.
Yeah.
So you want it inspected well if you're buying a used vehicle.
Hey, Taryn, that's a great question. I'm going to answer this once for everyone here. What qualifies for pensionatal income? Pension. That's it. Nothing else, folks. It has to be a lifelong pension. And if it's not from the government, it's going to have to be signed, affidavit, notarized by the president of the pension company, the head of the pension company, that you are going to receive X number of dollars for life. So if you're from Social Security, Canada Pension, Old Age Security, or even from, I'm trying to think of the European ones, but our government knows those and they know it's for life. But if you got a pension from the police force, the fire department, from Ford, from IBM, from Joe's Flower Shop, and it's going to have to be, you're going to have to get a letter stating that it's a pension for life that is notarized by the president of that company. So that is basically what qualifies as as retirement income. It does not, you can have $20 million in a savings account earning thousands of dollars a month, and you cannot get a pensionable visa with it. You can get other visas with it. They if you got 20 million in your bank account, they just want 200,000 of it, and they'll give you a pension, and that just goes into a bank account here, and you'll earn 5% interest on it here. Isn't that better? That's a good question. What can I do now before I relocate? Good question.
So if you definitely know you want to move here and get your visa, you want to connect with a good immigration attorney before you move down here, and they're going to walk you through every step of the paperwork that you need to get together and make sure that when you get here, you have your appointments to get your temporary visa, get your temporary driver's license, or your temporary driver's license, and that kind of important paperwork stuff. They will walk you through every step and make sure you're prepared for that. Besides that, we really recommend that you get an Airbnb or VRBO when you get here for a few weeks or a month, and then find your rental, boots on the ground, and make sure it's really in an area and something that you like before signing a contract.
Definitely. Okay. That's a good question, Louisa. Can you get health insurance with a temporary visa? Yes. You don't even have to have the temporary visa. You have to have a lawyer stating that you're in the process of your visa. But by the time getting health insurance here is going to take 2-3 weeks anyways. It only takes 2 weeks to get a temporary visa from the time you start. So yes, you can get it with a temporary visa.
A lot of visa questions. Should we throw our link to a good immigration attorney in the chat?
We should.
We'll get you guys connected for those that aren't already connected, because
already
that's
on this
really
side.
Important part.
Please, if you want a excellent, like I swear to God, I met these people that I would introduce you to. Offices in Panama City and Boquete 13 years ago when I rescued me from the mess I was in and said, these are the guys you need to talk to. So if you fill out this form, we will personally, Megan or I, whoever gets the email, they alternate, will personally introduce you to our lawyers who can assist you. Well, they'll first give you the exact quote of what it's going to cost. That's so important, folks. If you guys out there looking for a lawyer, a lot of them will say, I'm $1,500. That's all I'm going to charge you. And then by the time you get halfway through the process, they're up to another $800 in fees because they had to get translations done. They had to get stamps done. The cards, the immigration cards themselves cost $50 per person. So
possibly
that's
government checks too.
And you need 2 of those plus government check. Oh yeah. So it doesn't end with the lawyer's fees. So our lawyers will give you a complete quote, 100%. You'll never spend a penny more. And with hundreds and hundreds of people we've referred, never had a complaint. Okay, Cynthia, language schools.
Yeah, that's who I was connected up.
Perfect.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia. How are ya? It's coming soon.
The one that's been around the longest is Spanish by the River.
Yeah,
people love it.
They're always around. They always good reputation. It's out near Plaza San Francisco, if you remember where that is, Cynthia. It's not. It's close to town, like 3 minutes.
I will say
Like 3
it's
miles.
more popular, I think, for people visiting or tourists than necessarily locals.
Then what's the one in town in Los Estados? ENA. ENA.
Is that what it is? Or yes,
ENA Spanish.
ALS?
It's 3 letters.
Is it still there? There are some other
Mhm.
tutors in town that have classes weekly with
Yeah.
other groups of expats. So that's another option too. There are a lot of options.
But definitely, Cynthia, check. You can just Google Spanish by the River Boquete. They got a full website, all their social media profiles. They, they are, like they're a full course, like full on.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people live there when they take the course.
Mhm.
Yeah, they actually have places.
Yeah, and they also have host family options
Mhm.
that will get you even more integrated.
Yeah. I've never done that. I should try that. Huh.
Stay with the host family.
Louise, how are you? U.S. driver's license. Do I need to take a test? No. But what you need to do is sometimes more complicated than taking the test. I'm going to run this down as fast as I can. You have 2 options with both your U.S. and Canadian license. Get your license authenticated by your embassy in Panama City. Then once it's authenticated, it's an appointment, or Canadians, you drop by, they'll put some stamps on it. Then you take that to the Panama Foreign Affairs Office and you get a stamp. That takes about 3 days. Once you got that done, then you can take that to your local DMV, which here in Panama is called Certecen, and exchange it for a Panama, not exchange it, sorry. They will issue you a Panama license based on your US and Canadian license, and you keep your existing license. Now that whole process, if you're moving and living in Panama City, that's great because the embassies are there and you can wait. But if you're elsewhere, it could be an issue because you got to go back and forth because you can't get it done in one day. The other option is signing up for driving school in Panama City, which you don't actually have to go to driving school. You just basically sign up. Then 15 days later, they give you a driving certificate. Then you take that to Certecen, you write a test in English and do a parking lot test and get a Panama license. So there's 2 ways. The easiest, if you could coordinate we like people to coordinate their driver's license, their embassy around their arrival when they're going to do immigration, and let your lawyer handle it. Throw your lawyer a couple $100. Let them handle it. Talk to your lawyer, see if they can do it. That's the easiest way. Okay, we are winding down the questions in our last 40 minutes. When do you start the process, Megan, for a retired person's Social Security? How long? That's a simple one.
Yeah, so as soon as you start receiving Social Security, you can apply. Any paperwork that you collect will expire in 6 months. So you want to make sure that you are ready to apply in person here in Panama within the next 6 months when you're collecting paperwork.
So about 3 months before you arrive in Panama is a great time. 3 to 4 months tops.
Yeah, and make sure at that point you're
long.
working with your attorney.
If you're with the right lawyer, you're going to get a criminal background check from the FBI or RCMP within 2 to 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get the authentication done within 2 to 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
It really takes 2 weeks before you arrive here, but you should start just in case. Don't forget, folks, some people pull the criminal background check and find out you robbed a bank in 1971. We actually had, it wasn't a bank, but we had a guest that had a mistaken identity on a criminal background check, and it took 6 months to fix it. So if anyone is worried about that right now, if you're one of these panicking person,
I think she said that's why they always pull me to the side of the airport. She finally found out.
Figured out why, because she apparently robbed the bank 50 years ago when she was 9 or something, but like based on the ages. But yeah, so that's a good time. Okay, great. Everyone's saying audio's good, so it must have been that gentleman's. No problem. Let's wind up the questions, Megan. This has been fun, you guys. Hey, Margaret, how are you? Can't wait to meet you. Ruth and Harvey.
Any last questions? Oh, we've got
a couple last ones.
Are there any private insurances that do not require COVID vaccination?
Majority of all international insurances do not require COVID vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
One of the private, I only know of one company that requires it here in Panama, and that is Family Medical. So it's not an issue. San Carlos. Ooh, Megan's been there. I haven't. She'll talk about it.
Yeah. Really nice Panamanian beach town. Super cute little town. It's right after Coronado and then Vista Mar gated community. It's right just west of those, right off of the Pan American Highway. And yeah, they do like kayaking competitions and fishing competitions, and it's a really cute little beach.
All right, Lexus, Vancouver. I don't know who. What do you mean by Vancouver? Told me I can do a criminal background check as they wait. You can do yes, you can get a local criminal background check as you wait. You need an RCMP background check. There are 12 different RCMP background checks that they offer. Make sure you're getting the right one. Your lawyer will tell you which one you need. I went through the same thing. Remember, Lexus, I'm from Vancouver. But yeah, there's a difference between your local police background check and the federal one. So the local police did my fingerprints. Can you build your own place? Do I need an architect and builder? Well, technically, Patrick, you need an architect and an engineer to sign off on your plans, Stephanie. You need to submit plans just like any other country to the municipality. An architect and an engineer is going to have to sign off on it.
And the local firefighters.
And the firefighters and the electrical guy. But if you do good with a hammer and you can build it, there's nothing wrong with you building your own home. Because here's the thing, you're not really taking a job as a Panamanian can do, because you're not going to hire a Panamanian to do it. You're going to do it yourself. So they don't really consider your home renovations as requiring a work permit. So
do background checks for teachers count, or do you need to go through the process?
You absolutely have to go through the process again. If you can be a CIA agent, you still need your fingerprint federal FBI background check.
And like we said,
within
6 months.
Yeah, within the timeline.
Yeah,
it's a background check that's required for international. Nancy, look at the link I sent above.
This is your guide.
I'm the pet relocation guy for our YouTube channel. If you can't find it, it's youtube.com/@retire in Panama. Go to the live. We just did a pet relocation Q&A, 1 hour long, 3 weeks ago.
Okay. 2 weeks ago?
Maybe only 2 weeks. It's 8 o'clock, guys. We're going to lose time. We got 4 questions last. No more questions. How long do I need to be in Panama? Okay, steps for a visa. How long? Make it quick.
I mean, pretty quick. Like if you planned with your immigration attorney, they'll say, okay, your appointment's going to be this a week. You arrive a few days before. It's an hour appointment, and then you walk out with your temporary visa. You'll have to come back within 4 to 6 months to collect your permanent.
Like a pensionado is the simplest visa. From the time you start from the time you land in Panama, if you're ready to go, you should have permanent visa in 5 months.
You can stay or you can leave. It's up to you.
How much will you pay? Depending if you're a single or a couple, $2,000 to $3,000. That's a quick answer, right? Ecuador is having electric issues. Panama, way not as bad as Ecuador. I've heard about those. Panama's gotten better, okay? Just logged on at these called archive. I'm sure you just heard Catherine, youtube.com/@retire in Panama. Guys, we are getting cut off. I am so sorry.
Great question.
There's still a couple spots left, I think. I can't tell. I heard my phone buzzing away. On that Cherokee Highlands tour, retireInPanamas.com. You guys did great with your questions. Woo, woo.
Thank you.
So check us out.
Next week?
We're all online. Next week, we're doing this again because there's so many questions. We will be joined by one of our employees, Oscar.
Oh, wonderful.
We were teasing Oscar tonight. He's busy working, doing a tour. Megan and I were having a meeting, and he interrupted us. And sorry, we're discussing salaries.
Raising our salaries.
We're raising yours, lowering yours, Oscar. But anyway.
As he's busy picking up all of our guests from the
Yeah,
airport.
he's working harder than we are. We're sitting here drinking coffee. All right, folks. It was great talking to you all tonight, and we will see you all next week. And please join our Cherokee Highlands tour, the last
sure it'll be full by
availability that
tomorrow.
anybody has. Okay,
We'll see you
bye-bye.
next week.
Talk soon.